Hi folks, I'm home care double agent Steve the Hurricane, and I'm here to talk to you about developing referral sources, because as you know, one referral is not enough. Now, if I was developing an account, I always like to compare myself to a spy. And who's the greatest spy of all time? None other than 007 himself, James Bond. If James Bond was a marketer, how would he go about developing accounts? Well, he's going to have a system in place. First, he's going to qualify accounts. Second, he's going to create connections on inside of those accounts to help him develop it. Third, he's going to be very methodical, developing the relationships. And finally, he's going to win everybody over to get as many referrals as possible and save the day. So now let's go back to step one in the process, qualifying your accounts. As you know, there's many different types of referral sources out there. So we want to make sure we have the best variety possible to get the most number of referrals. The number one referral source is always a hospital. Why? Because they have the volume to refer us the most frequently. Now, we want to make sure that we're seeing the hospital enough, so I recommend going to a hospital every single week. Second best account are going to be your SNFs. This stands for Skilled Nursing Facilities. Now, all skilled nursing facilities aren't created equal, so you have to do a little bit of work and properly qualify them. We're really looking for the ones that do 50 or 60 discharges or more per month. Those are the accounts you go to every single week. Anything less than that, you go to twice a month or once a month, and you'll be perfect. Next tier are going to be your assisted livings, adult daycare centers, your physicians, and your elder law attorneys. Great referral sources, but you don't need to go there every week. Once a month is sufficient. And finally, you have your independent living facilities, your 55+ communities, and your senior centers. Once a quarter is all you need to do to visit it properly to get the referrals. When you take it all together, you really want to create what I like to call a top 20 accounts with a combination of all of those accounts so that you properly develop your territory and get all the referrals possible. So now we're moving on to step two in the process, developing a contact on the inside. Now, when we go into these accounts, the number one mistake that marketing representatives do is they go after the social worker. Do not go after the social worker. There's a process to this. She's busy. She's getting bombarded with 50 or 60 other vendors every single week. Stop going for the social worker. Instead, target the marketing representative. Here's why. Marketing reps are just like you and me, looking to make new contacts and new connections. So if we can meet that marketing person, win them over, they're going to help us establish the relationship within that account. Now, where do we want to meet this person? If I'm James Bond, staying with our spy theme as always, James Bond is given a target. If he goes into the enemy base to assassinate that target, he's probably going to get shot in the process. That's not smart. Instead, James Bond is going to lure that target outside of the enemy base and then get them on common ground where he has the upper hand and he's going to make the kill. Same thing applies here. Go to a networking event, meet the marketing person there because they're there to meet other people, establish the relationship, book a meeting from a meeting, which is a term that I teach people all over the country. Book a meeting from a meeting to go back to their base and learn all about your target. That's the next step in the process. On to step three in the process, developing the territory methodically as if we were 007. So the first thing we want to do when we go in there and we learn about the account, we want to make sure we keep one thing in mind. This is a what can you do for me industry. Meaning, no one cares what we do, no one cares about our company and our services and how great we are. All they care about is themselves and their business. So when we come in, we must make sure that we are prepared to go over a list of things that we can offer them so that they're more inclined to work with us and refer us. Also, we want to make sure that we are an expert on all things just like James Bond. So study the top 10 reasons why people pass away. The reason why is because every one of these accounts specializes in something. So when you find out what they specialize in, now you can say you specialize in the same thing, you can speak the same language and both be on the same page. Lastly, you want to make sure you mash the ultimate hot button, which is reducing and eliminating readmissions to the hospital. That is the ultimate hot button, folks. So make sure you are prepared to talk about your readmission rates as well as how you can help to keep those people home safely. Now, when you're in the account and you talk about all the things you can do for them, naturally they're going to ask, what can we do for you? And then that's when you want to schedule a time to come back and meet everybody in that account. When you're in there, we want to blanket the account and get to know all the key personnel, like the administrator and the marketing rep, which we're going to talk about readmission rates and how we can help increase their census, which are money terms to them. When we're talking to the director of nursing and the director of therapy, we're going to be speaking about how awesome our company is with patient care and keeping those patients home safely and out of the hospital so they have a positive outcome. And finally, when we're talking to activities personnel and social workers, we want to explain how we can help to make their jobs easier so they're more inclined to refer us again and again and again. That's how you methodically blanket an account. That's how you get those referrals. The final step in the process is wooing the account. Winning others over. How do you do this? You get to know each contact within that account personally. Find out if they're married, do they have children, what they did over the weekend, what kind of food they like, whatever it is that you get to know about them so that they're going to trust you and give you referrals. Also, make sure whatever you ask them, you're prepared to talk about yourself as well, so this way you can have a true conversation and to build that relationship. Now, once you get that first referral, this is very important. You must sell it. Just like James Bond, we want the one-shot kill, right? So you must be like, boo, make that kill, close that sale. If it's not for you, you still see it through to the end so that this way you know it's safe and you have something to go back and report to the social worker about. This way they know it was a good referral to you and they're more likely to give you more referrals. Now you want to continue to develop the relationship and you have to have a reason to come back. So come back, drop off collaterals, marketing materials, promotional items, industry updates, do events together with them, co-sponsor other events or do activities on site, and always be prepared to talk about the clients you're taking care of at home so that this way they can hear positive feedback and outcomes from the people that they've given to you. Last but not least, make sure you deliver on your promises and own up to your mistakes. Obviously, if you say you're going to do something, you do it. If you make a mistake, have the professional integrity to own up to it, come back, and let them hear about it from you. It'll always work out in your benefit. All right, so now I want to give you an example of how I did this myself. I did this for 10 years time, but recently I took a contract in another state where I had 0 connections, 0 contacts, and only 12 weeks to successfully develop referral sources. So I knew with that limited time, I had to act quickly. I quickly got off the plane, took a list of all the accounts in the area that I could possibly develop. There were 50 accounts in the area that I could have targeted. I knew that was too much for me in the amount of time that I had, so I made relationships with the hospice provider, a medical home care company, and a DME in the area. Went through all 50 of those accounts and asked them which were the best accounts to target. From there, created a top 20. Then I found out about the networking events that were going on in that area, went to those networking events, met marketing reps from the accounts that I was trying to develop, booked a meeting from a meeting, went back to their account, learned about them, found out what they specialized in, set up activities and events that I could do for them. They gave me what I wanted, which was that time to meet every single person in the account. I won over each and every account contact, started getting referrals, closed the first one, came back, followed up on it, and then all of a sudden more referrals came in. And I did this in about 6 to 7 accounts in all in a 12-week span. So this is what happens when you follow this program. I've been in business for 10 years owning my own home care company. I was bringing in 40 to 50 referrals every single month, which was more than we could ever handle. We were giving away business constantly. And the reason why is because we were blowing away our competition.
Hello everyone, this is Jeff Nudd, CEO of ClearCare Online. As 007, you can be storing and tracking your marketing intel with your home care system. It's simple with ClearCare Online. The first step, enter your targets. Record and track your referrers. Categorize them. In this example, you're targeting a hospital. Second, develop contacts. Once you befriend a contact or referrer, enter them here. Record their title. We start with the marketer. As 007, befriend and enter your contacts at every level. You should track leads so you know which contacts are on your side. Third, be methodical. With the admin tasks, you can book a meeting from a meeting. It will appear on your daily to-do list in ClearCare. Fourth, woo your targets and get leads. ClearCare enables you to make notes on visits and conversations. Tag this note as, say, a hot button, then filter to see all the hot buttons for this contact. Pick up the conversation where you left off. Fifth, set automatic reminders to visit this target. You can even email your contacts and get their replies back in ClearCare. Soon, your leads will be pouring in. Make a note of who to thank. You can track your week-by-week success. It's methodical. It's James Bond. It's ClearCare Online.